Welcome to Nuts at Night, episode number 90. The show where we take tech, we mix it up with some movies, some news, and whatever Steve D dreams up in that head of his, and we we give it to you guys, and we hope you enjoy it. I'm talking about we just bring some funny, interesting stuff from the week into the show, and that is all Nuts at Night is about. We have some fun with it. And it's me and Steve D'Amico from StephenD'Amico.com. What's up, Steve?
Hey.
What's happening with you these days?
Oh, I got a little cool thing. I had an 8-foot sign put at the side of the building that my shop's
Where's
in.
the picture? Where's the picture?
Where's the picture?
I want to see it.
I think
the only reason you wouldn't have a picture of this is if you were embarrassed of it in some way. Otherwise, I can't imagine you being out there not taking 20,000 pictures of the thing. So,
I took one picture.
Where is it?
And I took a picture, and I stood there. I was happy. Like, I walked up to it, I was like, oh, there it is, great. And then I stood back and looked, folded my arms, and looked at the building, and then I looked at the sign, and I went, oh man, this building's a piece of crap. And then I took a picture, right, and then I put it on my computer, and then looked at it, the picture on the computer, and just had to kind of just sigh and just kind of go, all right, so the building's a real piece of crap. It's the only thing I could come up with.
So we can't see the picture?
Oh, I tweeted it. I had to tweet it.
Okay, good.
Let's see if I can find it for you. Here, I didn't think of bringing it up, but yeah, it's kind of cool. But here it is. You want that in the chat?
Is it in your Twitter feed?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I got it. I act quickly.
What? There it is.
Dude, that ain't bad.
Oh, I guess so. But
let's zoom in here. Zooming in. There we go.
So what the big delay for it was my sign company. The sign guys I was using. It was just like pulling hair to get these guys to even just come out and put the sign up. I brought this big piece of wood in with them which was the sign that was there. I figured they would maybe need that or use it or whatever, right? So brought this big hunk of wood in there, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what it was currently. I'd like to have have this. So I give them some graphics, and then it's like, oh, this is in the wrong format. We don't use this format. And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't care. Just make it happen. You could view it on the screen good enough. And then they were just like, kind of, okay, we'll get to it. And then they take a week, and I go back and I go, hey, what's going on? They said, oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna email you today with a proof. And then I was like, okay. A week later, I get a proof, and then finally I get the proof, and I looked at it, and I'm like, and this has been just going back and forth for a while.
This is the one that looked like Wonder Woman, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I brought in my design and hated it. That's right. You're reminding me of another part. And I hated the design I had for it. I made it myself, and I hated the way the graphics look because I'm not a good graphic artist. And I said, you guys got to be better than me. And they made something that I actually hated more than my own thing. They made it look like Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman, like colors with shapes and everything. And I was just like, I just couldn't stop thinking of Wonder Woman when I saw the graphics they did give me. Either that, it definitely looked like something. It looked like something that looked like something from the 70s. It looked like, or maybe early 80s. It looked like there should be a man doing a flying kick behind it somewhere.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked very kung fu, like kind of old school, that kind of thing. So I did not like it at all, to say the least.
Didn't you say you went in there and they're like, what do you think about it? Or did you like our design? And you're just like, no.
I did say that, yes. I walked in, I went, no, actually, I hate it. Like, just like that. And then they're like, oh, wow. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't like it. This I said exactly like that. And they kind of were surprised, but I don't care. And then finally, I gave them my design, and then they had to give me a proof of my design, which didn't make any sense to me. Took them a week to basically show me my own design back to me.
They probably were trying to figure out how to change it into the format they need. I mean, that's probably why. I bet you that's why it took them so long. It's not easy.
They don't care. I think that's why it took so long. I don't know what it is about these guys. So I just went, forget it. So I mentioned it to a friend of mine who's 45 minutes away. I just said, sign company's pain in the ass. Just complained a little bit. He's like, I got a guy. He's like Superman. He'll drive an hour out of his direction to come to your shop and he'll load it and he'll get it done in 3 days. I'm like, oh, please. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, what does this guy have, an S on his chest? Come on, there's no way. So he's like, no, he'll do it. He'll do it. I promise. I promise. He'll do it. So I'm like, "Oh, all right. So I forward over my design to the guy. He emails me a proof, and I go, okay, make that. I like it, but make it red. So then he goes, okay, I'll have it there in 3 days. I'm like, really? And then he goes, yeah, have it there in 3 days. I'm like, yeah, right.
What, he ship it? He's going to ship it?
No, he install it and everything.
Okay.
So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I've been messed around with this other sign guy for like months now. 3 days, I get a call in my shop. He says, where the hell are you? I'm here. It's done. Where are you? I'm like, what? I walk outside and there it is. Just like that. So I guess, some people are hungry and some people just don't give a crap, I guess.
It's true. That's pretty nice. So, like, you're still in the same part of your shop, though, right over on the side?
Yeah,
Okay.
tiny little.
How's the sign working? Is it getting you more business?
No, I haven't noticed it yet. It's been about 3 or 4 days, though.
All right, yeah, give it some time.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, did we ever do on this show Chicks with Steve Buscemi eyes, or did we talk about that in the post show?
I'm not sure. I think we mentioned it. I'm not sure, though.
Did guys in the chat room, did we? No, we couldn't have done it on the show. Because I was going to bring that, because I remember looking at it and I go, this is just way too funny. Yes. Oh, Liam lives. Well, anyway, let's just go over it again. This is a site called Chicks with Steve Buscemi Eyes.
Yeah, that's all.
And,
That's all Will.
And he actually concluded the site with John Lane eyes with Steve Buscemi with John Lane eyes. Anyway, the rest of the page is chicks. Here's the graphics. It's chicks with Steve Buscemi's eyes, and it's just his eyes just make you look like you're about to die. I mean, look at these girls. They just look horrible, like disgustingly terrible. Look at that. That is Christina Ricci. She's not.
Oh yeah, that is.
She's not a bad looking chick.
Now she is.
That's a bunch of dudes. Here's Miley Cyrus. Oh my God.
I can't even tell who they are. Supposed to be.
Emma Stone. It just Steve Buscemi's eyes just makes you look horrid. Is probably the best way to put it. That's a great site. That's a great site. Who brought that up? Was it you or Liam that discovered that?
No, it was totally Liam.
Yeah. Okay. There he is. He's totally mine. Liam, giving you full credit for that. Final picture is John Lane eyes or Steve Buscemi with John Lane eyes. I don't know who John Lane eyes are.
I don't know that guy.
He might be the guy who did this site. I don't know. But it's actually a Tumblr. It's Chicks with Steve Buscemi eyes.tumblr.com. And he says you can still Buscemi eyes yourself at apps.facebook.com/Steve Buscemi eyes. So you can do it to yourself. He looks like he's got an app. Buscemi eyes. That's freaking cool. So you load a picture. Wait, no way. You load a picture and it will Buscemi eyes you? Yeah, it looks like it will.
But how? I guess it uses something to figure out where your eyes are and then replace it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool if you could do it yourself. I wonder how good that will come out. I'm not a Facebooker, so it won't let me do it. But anyway, that was a great site. William, good job. I had it on my Nuts at Night list for a while now, and I didn't know if we already talked about it or not. What else do you got, Steve-O?
Oh, have you seen? I just mentioned this to you right before the show. But this is cool as hell. This is Access. It's called accessmaincomputerfile.net. And it's I'm not really crazy about the site. Like I'm back and forth. I guess this is just a kind of a good mention. It's a site that posts pictures of it from movies of computer screens and how kind of ridiculous they are. But it doesn't describe what movie it's from, which drives me crazy.
Like here's one: congressional and state voting records. That one doesn't look ridiculous.
No, it drives me crazy. Well, some of them don't look too ridiculous, but a lot of them do.
Maybe the image location or the image name. No, just gobbledygook. That looks like just some old school GPS. I don't think that's a computer. This is a scanner darkly. Has to be.
Yeah. Some of them are obvious.
Chat selector.
Look, it's kind of funny because it's weird that it never looks like. Why does it just never look like a real computer?
Right, it never. That's true. Screens in movies never look like a real. What, copyright laws? Maybe.
I don't know. And another thing, why are they always Macs? In every movie, it has to be
No, they're
Mac.
not always Macs.
Yeah, most of the time they are. They always have the Mac symbol. I think it's because Mac gets like a little bit of chunk of money, or maybe they get so they get paid a little.
It's
chunk
not
of money.
always Macs.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Watch next time you're watching movies. Check to see what
Are you talking
brand.
about recent movies or movies that, or every
slightly
movie?
Slightly older, like last 5 years and
No
right
way,
around now.
dude, you're nuts.
No, really. If it's a laptop, it's got to have a Mac symbol on the back of it. But then the screen is totally different, of course. It's like one of these things.
Yeah, right.
It just looks so silly. Some of them, especially the older movies, have just unbelievable looking.
Oh, I love the email on this one from Arthur. Yeah,
Oh, you know what that one is?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
That's oh God, yeah, that's the Batman movie. That horrendous Batman movie
with the Riddler?
Oh, and Mr. Freeze. Remember that?
No, I don't. I purposely didn't watch that. That was a George Clooney one, right?
Yeah, the one with nipples on the bat suit. Just completely the worst movie ever. And you know what? Actually, it's not even one of those movies you watch just to laugh. Like stoners will watch just to scream laughing.
It's just bad all around.
It's just depressing bad too. It's just you know what? I wasn't sure what the worst idea was, but I think it might be Batgirl in that movie. If you've ever seen that.
I didn't. Who played Batgirl?
Who was that? What's her name? Alicia Silverstone? Is that her name?
Really? She played Batgirl?
That's her name, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it a little wrong. Yeah, she played Batgirl. If I have her name right.
That's interesting.
It was just
horrible.
Like it was so bad the way it was done too. I watched the movie like on TV. Like I didn't go to the movies to see that. I'm not dumb. The transition from her as like a regular like chick to like Batgirl is just great because she's just like literally like runs in a room and then runs out as Batgirl like suddenly just like that. Just like I'm just a regular person, but for no reason I'm now a superhero.
Really? You're making me want to watch it now. I'm gonna Netflix it.
Maybe it is funny to watch.
Which one is it? What's it called?
Oh, it's the Clooney one. I forget.
All right, I'll just find a Clooney.
It has Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. It has Batgirl and
Robin's in it, isn't he?
Robin, of course, is in it. Was just Robin is such a I don't want to say. I'm not allowed to say it. Pussy, wimp. I mean, just bad words for it. Anyway.
That's cool. All right, I am gonna watch that now that you mentioned.
Okay, you should watch it just because you know what?
It's funny. You just talking about it, telling me how bad it is, and not even funny to watch it because it's so bad. Now I want to watch it.
But you know what you should? You know why? Because after you watch a movie that bad, you will appreciate every mediocre movie.
Okay, good.
You know what I mean? Like after you get that bad taste in your mouth, you'll watch. Oh man, I mean you'll watch movies that are just like passable movies, like on the Lifetime Network, and you'll feel like you're watching.
Know what? I'll talk about movies. I was going to talk about this tonight too. I've been catching up on the Fast and the Furious because I've actually been looking for a car, and I'm just noticing more sports cars on the road. I think I want a sports car. I've been looking at a Mustang. I talked about it last show. I had a Mustang convertible. I was seriously looking at buying. I was like really close, but I decided not to. And but anyway, I'm getting into cars and speed again. I'm watching the Fast and the Furious. I never watched any of those movies. Oh, know what it was? And Fast 5. That's the newest Fast and Furious movie that's coming out. Fast 5. I see the commercials for that, and I'm like, you know what? I never watch these movies. I like cars. I'm going to start watching these movies. So I think the first two you get on Netflix. The next ones you get on Amazon. You got to pay, but Netflix ones are free download. So I started watching Fast and Furious. And man, I can't stop watching them. I got on a roll where I had to watch them all like immediately because even though they're so comic book cheesy as far as the driving scenes, but I don't know. I kind of like them. Did you watch any of the Fast and Furious movies?
I watched the first one. I liked it. It was all right, but I don't like those kind of cars though. I don't think they're kind of cool. I don't think they're that cool. Those candy colored kind of. They're like hot pink and purple, and they got fins all over it, and they sound like lawnmowers. And I don't know, this doesn't really impress me.
Yeah.
What I think is cool is those muscle cars.
Yeah, well, the muscle cars were in like Fast and Furious 4 or 3. They had 2 badass muscle cars.
Those are cool. The ones that sound like they have balls. The ones, but that's cool. Not the ones that are like, and they sound like a little lawnmower. And it's
I know.
And it looks like a girl picked out the colors. And
I know. You know what? They were old. I mean, they were like coming. When did those movies come out? Like early 2000s or something. Probably early 2000s. That I think. Back then, might have been a little more trendy than it is now. I think in Fast 5, they don't have those cheesy-ass colors anymore because they were, and the graphics on the cars were just as bad. I mean, there was like swords and dragons and stuff like that. But I didn't like that either. But they were pretty badass as far as they'd always hit the nitrous oxide, the nitrous when they wanted to go fast. They'd hit the little red buttons on their steering wheel, and they would literally gain like 100 miles an hour, like a second. But the more those movies went on, the more comic book they became. I mean, the last one I watched, it was the one before Tokyo Drift or one after Tokyo Drift. I can't remember. They're racing around the town. They block off all the roads. I never know how they do that. They block off the roads, and then this was Ludacris was in this one. Ludacris was in this one. He's like running the race. He's the race organizer. And he had this little trick up his sleeve that he didn't tell the driver. So all the drivers go and they're racing and they take off at the start line. They fly in and they're doing the course. So he secretly, at the end of the course, takes a drawbridge and raises it up, not all the way, but just at like maybe a 30-degree angle. And he goes, I just gave these guys a great like final lap grand finale. Like, so now when they hit that drawbridge, they will literally ramp off of it into the air. And he did it so nonchalant and casual and fun, like knowing, like not even thinking that these people will die if that happened in real life. And the funniest part about it is, so all the drivers get to the end of the course and they see the drawbridge raised and they're like, "Oh my God, the drawbridge!" What do? They just floor it and they hit the gas as hard as they can. And they're like,
of course,
whee! And they ride over it and they go flying through the air and they come crashing down on the ground. They did make it real enough that the bumper falls off the car. But they come in with these totaled cars now, and they're like, man, that was so fun. What a great race. And they're all like happy and that they won and everything. I'm like, oh, man, that with the drawbridge just really put me over the edge on that one.
Jesus.
But if you watched him in the spirit of the movie, then it's almost like reading a comic book. So you could kind of get through it.
I guess, yeah. I guess so.
I like fast cars. So.
But if you've seen cars hit curbs at a like kind of even like a minor speed, they break.
Yes.
Even nice ones.
Oh yeah.
So that bugs me. So
well, no, these cars do get pretty totaled in the movie, but the people don't seem to care at all that their cars are totaled. Like, you could pick like every scene in that movie where a car's totaled, and nobody will have the correct reaction that you should have when your car's totaled, or die. But well, what do you think about? Remember like Smokey and the Bandit? Those movies. I used to love them when I was a kid. Remember Smokey and the Bandit with the black Trans Am? You might have been too young.
Nah, I think I was a little too young.
Yeah, that's a killer movie. You don't like car movies then, huh? Or not a fan? Not a fan?
The remake of Gone in 60 Seconds, that was cool.
No, that I want to see. What is that? What is it?
That was great. And Angelina Jolie and Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah,
and it was actually a good Nicolas Cage movie.
Really?
Yeah, that was definitely if you're bothering to watch those movies, then you have to see that one, because that one was actually pretty entertaining.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Oh, yeah, Lalo told me about that. He said it's better than the Fast and Furious ones. Sweet. I will check that out. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Good, because I watched all the Fast and Furious ones. I need more movies to watch.
Yeah, especially considering it has Angelina Jolie in it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's kind of terrible, it's still not that bad. Right.
Yeah, I was on. I had an Angelina Jolie kick for a while. I watched like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. What other movies was she in? Was it called Wanted? Wanted?
Yeah,
Wanted. That was a pretty cool movie.
That was a great movie. Speaking of comic book movies, that's totally comic book
exactly.
movie.
That's the thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the movie that was like it was kind of like, hey, we're not even going to be realistic, and we don't care.
Right.
And it was still good because it was still entertaining at least.
Right, entertaining. I agree. That I'm not, but I'm not also a big fan of like the whole comic book character movies. Like, I liked Iron Man, but all like X-Men and all them, not that good. For me, I'm sure people are gonna freak out, but for me, but I was convinced to watch Wolverine, and that was pretty kick ass. I didn't expect that to be so good. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. All right, I'm just getting off on all these movies now. I'm just going on a wild tangent. Why don't you hit us up with something?
So I saw I saw this great Twitter feed. You know, of course, Osama bin Laden dies, and what do they got to do? What do people do that when somebody dies like that? They have to create a Twitter account, and this Twitter account is Osama in Hell. And this guy's, I don't know who he writes this, but he's kind of funny. And of course, this is the perspective of this is a Twitter feed with the perspective of Osama having a Twitter account in hell, which of course makes sense, right? And
it's actually a good idea.
As soon as this is like really like as soon as he died, right? His first tweet is, "Wait, what?"
All right, I got to pull it up here. There's only 45 tweets he's done so far. Okay, yeah. Wait, what?
And then the second part, of course, the second one is worst part. Like, what's the worst part about being dead? He's like, I'll never star in a video game again. I love doing those. Tear.
It's a video again, not a video game.
Oh, I don't know why I got video game out of that. When I first read it, I thought video game too.
When you were telling me about it, I'm like, I don't remember a game that he's in. Is he in any video games?
Yeah, he was in a few of them, but I don't think they were big.
Oh.
Yeah, well, down.
Watching yourself on TV is so weird. He goes, take that back. Worst part is CNN on every TV. Wolf makes me wish I was dead again. Barack's running through my greatest hits. I'm like the Mariah Carey of terrorism. All right, some of this can get a little tasteless.
Yeah, but I love it. Like, I like this one. The next one is now really, which one of us belongs down here? And it's a retweet of Lindsay Lohan writing, "Go USA." And then he writes, first haunting, Russell Brand. He knows why.
Some of these are pretty funny. Oh, good. Turns out James Franco is teaching a class here next month.
Yeah, and then of course it's hell jokes like what's horrible about being in hell, and like because he just arrived, right. Considering he just died. So the Twitter messages, and still no one has come to collect my bags.
Yeah, I chose the pat down over the body scan. Don't trust that stuff. All right. Well. Yeah, this is not bad. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Pretty good idea.
There's some good ones in here.
Yeah. Check it out.
I'm trying to read. I gotta scan through this because some of the stuff can't be repeated. Let's see. Oh, this one's. I can't read that one. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean the problem is they're funny, and then you realize what this dude did. And,
I know.
It's like, it's not so funny.
What an amazing story, though. I mean, I have to talk about it. I mean, who the hell can't talk about such a story like this? But here's great photos. I mean, this just was such a great post about that, the whole Osama bin Laden thing. Here I'll paste it in the chat, and it's photos. It's like a whole photo montage of behind the scenes as Osama bin Laden. No, Osama bin Laden. See, everybody's doing it, including me. Obama, and like I guess a lot of the staff, all kind of huddled together. And it's so cool to see like Obama just like wearing kind of regular clothes, hunched down, looking really, it just looks really intense,
Yeah.
It's just so cool to see these pictures, and it's a whole
the
timeline.
The laptops have my attention.
Oh yeah, I know. They're
HPs.
using the HP business grade laptops. Yeah. Nothing too serious there. Nothing too extreme. You'd think they had like crazy tough books or something, but no.
Right.
You know, look at how relaxed the atmosphere is. They're not all wearing ties and stuff. They're kind of looks like it's like after work kind of stuff, you know.
It does. It actually does. That's pretty.
And then
interesting.
they have the picture which a lot of people have seen, the Osama bin Laden's little short bed and the blood and the medication and all that stuff, and then of course the compound and pictures of the compound. And I don't know if a lot of people have seen this. I think some people are staying away from the news these days, but like me,
I have. I actually haven't seen any of this.
yeah, that's photos of the compound. From what I was told, I don't know how much of this is out there. I was told that from a friend that that they knew about this compound. They just didn't completely,
They weren't sure.
Like they didn't have full confirmation, but they were like 99% sure. So they recreated the compound in the United States and had the SEAL team that was going to breach the compound and kill him. They had them practice on this rebuilt version in the United States.
They knew where all the walls are and everything?
Oh yeah, they knew, like they did a lot of surveillance on this. And that's
a great idea, and they just drilled and drilled and drilled, right?
Yeah, they just kept going at it over and over again until they got it like down pat, and everything went according to plan except for, of course, the chopper. They lost the chopper, but they got a whole plan for that too. You land in a chopper and it gets disabled or messed up a little way and you can't fly away with it, so you just blow it up. And that's what they do. They got the hell out of there somehow. I don't remember that part, how that happened, but yeah, it was really, really cool.
This is actually a UK site, dailymail.co.uk.
There's all sorts of conflicting reports. Some are saying that Osama bin Laden was firing a machine gun from the roof. This one says that that's true. Some were saying that he didn't fire once. Some say he wasn't armed. Some say some reports said he had his wife with him. Some say it wasn't his wife. Some say he used her as a human shield, and then some say that she wasn't even in the room. So there's like all sorts of conflicting reports.
Was he married? He was married?
That's what they kind of claim that, but I don't know. I mean, who knows for sure? No, I don't think anybody does.
Interesting.
You know,
yeah, I did not. I mean, I was looking at Twitter feeds. That's how I finally found out that it happened. I did not look at one news report. You know, I turned channel not 10 NBC on like before I go to bed, and I have it on real low, so I heard a little bit there, but I didn't see any of those pictures. This is the first time I'm seeing all this. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I found this a little while ago, so
yeah.
And some slightly older news, but
good stuff.
Just amazing, amazing, and it's hard to avoid it all.
Yeah,
especially when Osama bin Laden was killed, and he was actually on video as the SEAL team put like cameras on their heads. This is what, and the White House had a stream supposedly as they're going through the compound, and they got to watch the killing of Osama bin Laden live as it happened. I'm assuming there's some kind of delay though with that. Has to be, right?
Yeah, but probably not too much. I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Yeah, some type of delay. Probably a couple seconds. But I wonder if that footage is ever going to be released. You know that somebody's going to... No?
No, because they were actually talking about this. That was another news story. There's a billion news stories out there about this whole thing. No, they're not. The White House they have photos of him, and there was photos that were reported to be leaked, but they're not leaked. They're fakes. There's a lot of people that are circulating pictures of him, like this like horrible looking dead guy that looks with a beard, and it looks very real, but it's not real. And they're not going to release the photos because they think that the White House feels I'm summarizing it, but they feel it's in bad taste and it's unnecessary.
They feel like it's in bad taste? I mean, Jesus, they're going to stop now? I mean, they're posting everywhere this guy's dead. I mean, they're going to stop now? I mean, come on. I think that they should release it, to be honest. But
yeah,
I guess we have a tasteful government.
Well, I mean, posting a photo of a guy shot through the head is not really a fun thing to look at.
No, but people wouldn't be looking at it for fun. I don't know. Let's not get into it.
Yeah, people. Yeah, well, there was some speculation that they might, because there's a lot of people that are saying that they didn't kill him.
Right, right.
Because all these conspiracy theorists are coming out now, they're calling them deathers. Oh, okay,
Deathers. You know, I'll tell you what. It's probably hard to convince somebody. I mean, with the Photoshop magic, you can work. I don't know. I mean, photos might not do the job. I mean, it would be very hard to convince somebody with photographic or video evidence that this really happened, if you ask me. I mean, anything could be recreated and altered. I mean, geez, people could sit there on a Mac laptop or any laptop, their laptop, and recreate this with like animation, graphics, Photoshop, whatever. So I guess we're going to have to take their word for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I'm fine believing that Osama bin Laden is dead. And you know what? The details aren't necessary.
Right.
He's a dead, and he's sleeping with the fishes apparently. So everybody's all upset. I think that really kind of kicked off the conspiracy theories because they're claiming that they dumped his body in the ocean, which is kind of strange. They did take some DNA from him, and they're saying they're matching it against one of his dead sisters or something. Who knows? But this is kind of funny. Joe Rogan writes on Twitter. He writes, "They buried Osama out to sea right after the Japanese released radioactive water into the ocean. This has the making of an awesome monster movie."
That's pretty good. Who's Joe Rogan again?
Joe Rogan's a comedian. He might be best known for being one of the announcers on UFC.
Okay, Joe Rogan.
He's got his own kind of podcast show. He's got some kind of video show he does on the internet. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, just a little bit different, but here's some wacko news. Not even close to the magnitude of the Osama bin Laden thing. Anyway,
you gotta stop.
Everybody does. It's just tough. It's just tough.
It is.
This guy, apparently, this New Yorker guy, and this isn't Albany, New York. He says, 21-year-old guy. Here's what happened. Gosh, I want to read the full story, but they shortened it one paragraph here. Okay, here's what happened. A 20-year-old man was riding in a car Wednesday afternoon when it was pulled over by police in Rensselaer, New York, across the Hudson River from Albany. Police say he bolted from the car's passenger side, ran over towards the river, where he jumped in near a bridge. The current carried him about 250 feet downriver before he was able to grab onto a branch. Police soon arrived and pulled him from the 50-degree water. Authorities say the man, whose name has not been released, thought there was a warrant out for his arrest. Police say there was no warrant. So he thought he was wanted by the cops, so he gets out of the car and jumps in a river. That's so funny to me. And they drag him out, and they're like, "No, dude, we're not out to get you." Like, but it just proves this guy's guilty of some horrible thing. You know what I mean? It's like, what did this guy do? Like, now the police are probably like, well, what did this guy do?
Yeah, it's probably say, so you thought you had a warrant for your arrest? Right. What do you believe you had a warrant for?
Exactly.
Let us look into that.
Exactly.
And knowing knowing how bright this guy is, he probably would fall right for that trap.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I don't know, for some reason it's so funny picturing this guy just bolting out of his car and jumping into the river and just going down like 250 feet, hanging onto a branch, probably yelling like, "You pigs will never take me alive," or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, we weren't planning on it." Anyway, that's a pretty funny story. All right, what else you got?
So how much do you want to talk about the royal wedding?
Oh, man. I'm so uninterested. Well, John from Evernet.co.uk was on Podnutz Daily the other day, and he said the British reporters, the big story was the British reporters reporting on the Americans going crazy about this. That was the story, because they didn't go as nuts as we did about the whole thing. And I don't like to say we, because I don't include myself in that. I could care less, and you could probably care lesser, I bet. I looked at it and I was like, is there anything interesting about this? And you know what? There isn't. And this proves it, because the big story about the whole royal wedding was the crazy hats. Did you see the crazy hats? No.
Oh, they're everywhere. They're unbelievable. There's one of them.
Where are they? Do you have pictures?
Yeah, you have to see this. I know this is photos, and I know audio guys, you don't like it, but I'm sure most of you guys have seen this. And if you haven't, just put royal wedding hats into Google, and you'll find some craziness. Look at these.
No, this is the Osama bin Laden thing.
Is it? You know what? I copy pasted wrong. Hold on.
Yeah, no, sorry, audio guys, but I want to see these pictures too because I literally watched nothing about this. I just heard, story upon story about it. All right, copy link location. Let's check out these hats.
I mean, some of them are like whatever, but there's the one that takes the cake, and that's Princess Beatrice. Beatrice. I can't never.
Oh man.
Look at that. That's the crazy. You were watching the craziest one first.
That's
actually
pretty stupid.
Too. Look at that stupid hat.
That's the dumbest. Like if I wouldn't be able to stop laughing if I saw that girl. To her face.
I know. How do you not laugh looking at that?
This one's pretty stupid too. Look at that. It's freaking.
Really... it's like a big like blue football.
But what's the deal with the hats? I mean, is there a thing?
They want to be noticed.
Is that Posh Spice? Who is that?
That's one of the Spice Girls.
Oh, Victoria Beckham. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't she a Spice Girl?
Right? She was Posh Spice. The Queen's just got this normal one on. She looks like she looks like a poker player.
Doesn't she?
Kate Middleton's tiny crown. Now, what was so special about this? Because she was not of royal blood or something like that. And now she is, or something.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
If she doesn't have royal blood, don't you just give her a transfusion?
Transfusion.
Am I wrong? Is that wrong for thinking that?
I think it's wrong.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, these hats. I mean, that looks like a wok with a set of rabbit ears on it.
There's another wok if you keep going down. Look at 17.
Damn, that one's there's that bad. Many? 17? Holy, jeez.
There's 18 actually. But the last one looks like a bowl with some poo in it. It really does. Right. I feel bad for the birds. Don't you?
Why?
Because there's a lot of feathers in these hats.
Oh yeah, these poor birds. I don't like these ones that go straight up and just go to the side of your head, like whoever this is. That's actually the caption on it. Whoever this is. Sally Burke.
That one's kind of dumb. Some of these are so much dumber than others. Some of these really take the flash and the zing out of the others. You know?
Yeah.
Like look at that one. That's a wok, right?
Definitely a wok.
That's totally a wok. And then look at that last one. Tell me that's not a bowl with poo in it.
That's a gross hat, man. How could you pick that out? That's disgusting.
I know. Well, it's definitely gross after my description.
You're right, though. The craziest one is the first one. Even though chick's cute. Who is that? Princess Eugene of York and Princess Beatrice of York. She looks good. Stupid hat.
She's the one that the internet's going. She has her own meme. In fact, the story of her hat is more, prevalent than the story of the wedding.
It is really. They love that hat, that particular hat that she wore.
That hat, they're all going crazy about that one.
Interesting. Very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. Crazy hats. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got. Wow. Oh, this is just a thing of note. We've talked about this before, and I don't want to really rip on Microsoft too much because Mark Ruzinovich was on Monday, so I got to show a little respect. But the whole Microsoft phone thing, the Microsoft phone. Every time I see an ad for the Microsoft phone where it's the phone to save you from their phone, I get upset with the marketing department at Microsoft because did anybody ever ask the question, do you want to be saved from your phone? No. People love their phones. They love playing with their phones. It gives them something to do when they're sitting somewhere all by themselves and they don't want to feel like they're alone or something. It gives them games to play when they're in line or when they're doing things. People love looking at their phones.
I love my phone.
Seriously, man, if you surveyed this, you ask people, do you like your phone? Oh, yeah, I love it. I couldn't live without it. What does Microsoft do? Let's make an ad campaign where we talk about people not using their phones. Like, it's just the dumbest thing. I think the Microsoft phone could do better with better marketing, but that's just the dumbest thing I ever heard. People want to look at their phones. It upsets me to no end every time I see an ad for that. And the funniest thing is the ads show people really getting into their phones and liking it, and then the people who are trying to get their attention being all pissed off that they're not paying attention to them. Like, it's just stupid. What do you think about this? You think I'm off track?
I think you're right. I think it's an interesting concept. I mean, what else could you? You know what? I don't know what the regular Joe, thinks about it. Because I mean, do they think that? I think the regular people think that non-technology people think that it's, especially older people. Older people are annoyed by younger people kind of pulling their phone out of their pocket. And
all right, well, let me ask you this: are older people going to understand the commercial at all? Windows Phone 7.
I don't know if they'll understand it. That's a very good question. I don't know if they'll understand it, but if they understood it, the concept of a phone that makes it so you don't have to kind of look at it much and kind of, look like you're playing a video game, but really you're just texting feverishly over and over and over and over again. I think that the older generations might like it, older than us.
I don't think they would get that from the ads, though. That's the thing. I mean,
yeah,
somebody would have to demo it to them when they go in to buy a cell phone, and they go, I just want something simple. And then maybe the salesman would show them a Microsoft phone. Well, this is the simplest smartphone we got. The smart what? I just want one with buttons on it. I just want to make phone calls. Well, this one makes phone calls, but it doesn't have any texting. What's texting? It's like, that's the thing I picture going on in there. And I think there's many more people that want to have cool phones than a phone that saves you from your phone. I think if that's the case, if they want to market it to older people, then the ads should be geared to older people. I don't think many people go, and these phones are too complicated. Everybody wants, the iPhone type thing with the apps and stuff. That's what they want. That's what I picture them saying. Somebody's always showing somebody a cool app, and somebody's always wanting that. So the phone to save you from their phone, I think, is just dim-witted. It's just a dim-witted marketing approach.
I think the older generations. I think that if they, I agree that they probably don't get the concept, definitely, but I think that they would probably want it. Like, they would want the unsmartphone. Smartphone, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they would want a smartphone if they want an unsmartphone. It's like, that's the phone I couldn't think of. Wilder says in the chat room, the Jitterbug. Did you ever see the Jitterbug? It's like a big flip phone with huge buttons.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
That's what, if they don't want a complicated phone, they want that. They don't want an uncomplicated smartphone. It's just two in the middle that it's not going to make any sense to them. I don't think.
Well, definitely. I get annoyed when people are trying to text on those just the button keys, not the actual keyboard.
Right.
Of any kind. I'm not even talking a software keyboard. If it's a software keyboard, whatever, But I mean, they're actually trying to text on a dial pad. To me, that doesn't even make sense to me. I tried to do that. I was trying to do that, and I almost bit the phone. I was so annoyed.
I'll tell you what, man. A couple years ago, when I had my Metro PCS phone, I was happy as hell with that thing in Philly. I loved it. It was so cheap. I had no money, so it was so cheap. It had great reception, but I was texting more and more and more in my life. It was at that point where everybody started texting, and it was with one of those normal keypad phones, and that's the reason I got my first iPhone, honestly. I had to get rid of that. If that thing had a full keyboard, it might be different, but that's the reason, because I didn't want to type on that thing. Forget it. Not going to happen.
Yeah. Especially the predictive texting, like the predictive test features on like a phone. I had a phone and I had to predict it. It tried to figure out what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And just filling it in and then accepting it. And it was making me say things that I would never say.
Exactly.
And it was the most infuriating and frustrating thing on the planet.
I turn all that crap off on my current phone. I turn all predictive. Don't tell me what I want to say. I want to type it. If I spell it wrong, I spell it wrong. But at least I'm not going to say something I don't want to say. It's just annoying. The worst part is when it gives you a wrong word and you have to delete it. So, yeah, not a big fan.
But that really annoyed me.
But better keyboard. Do you use better keyboard 8?
No.
Oh, well, do you use your pull-out keyboard or do you use the on-screen keyboard?
I never used the on-screen keyboard. That's why.
You never used it or use it?
I never use it. Or Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything.
Okay. Well, if you did, you'd better get better keyboard 8. It is the best keyboard. It's better than other keyboards.
It's better?
It's
Is that
better.
why they call it better?
It's better. Yep. It's
Oh,
8 times better. All right, dude.
So if you like the whole hat thing, you'll like this.
All right. Hook me up. There it is.
There it is.
A BuzzFeed.com article. Royal wedding doppelgangers. What's a doppelganger?
A doppelganger is like your evil twin. That's what a doppelganger is. A doppelganger is kind of like this, like an evil twin version, but like, you know.
All right. So we got the Queen and the mask. And these are
the best one.
These are untouched pictures, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
That's so great. That's so great.
Yes, the Queen did look like she was dressed up as a mask. She must be a big fan.
Here's the thing, too, when they give these names, like the second one is Jacques Ainsley versus the Death Star. I don't even know who Jacques Ainsley is, and I bet you won't know any of these persons' names.
Oh, no.
But that is awesome, too. Her hat looks like the Death Star. All right. 3. Other less interesting princesses equals Cinderella's evil stepsisters. Well, that's the kooky hat one, right? Yeah, that girl.
Yeah, that one's the one.
That's awesome. These are great. Princess Beatrice hat equals a face hugger. Ew. What's a face hugger?
Isn't that from Aliens?
Oh, is that what that thing is?
Yeah.
How could she wear that hat? You know, if I was like whoever got married, I would be pissed off that she wore that to the wedding. That's a disgrace.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like that alien face hugger. Prince William equals M. Bison. Who's M. Bison?
M. Bison was the video game, the end boss for Street Fighter 2.
Really?
Yes.
These are great, man. Unhappy flower girl. Yeah, The Exorcist. Wow, that girl in The Exorcist looks horrible.
She's missing some skin.
It's nauseous. Princess Beatrice again equals a deer. That's such a dumb hat. I can't believe it.
I know,
This old dude with swag and equals Kanye West. Oh, that's awesome. Princess Beatrice hat again. The Eye of Sauron.
Yep.
Happy flower girl. Unhappy bag lady from the Goonies.
Yes. She does look like her, doesn't she?
Yeah, the Fratelli brothers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That makes me happy.
Good stuff, dude. All right, let's get into what do you like?
Yeah.
Want to do it? All right, let me see here. I have some good likes. Oh, it's on my phone. Crap. Do me a favor. Do your like while I put this in my Dropbox.
Sure.
What do you like?
I like SEAL Team 6. And I'll tell you why. Because SEAL Team 6 doesn't give a crap about conspiracy theorists' ideas. They don't give a crap. They just kill Osama bin Laden. They kill a world terrorist, and then they dump him in the ocean. They don't give a crap about anything else. And you know what? They don't get, and they're not even known. So I absolutely like it, especially considering the fact that they don't even officially exist.
Really?
Yeah, technically, they don't really even kind of acknowledge it. So, and that's who supposedly killed it. And you know what? And whoever, which is going to probably remain anonymous, whoever did actually kill Osama bin Laden, that guy should be known, though, shouldn't he? Shouldn't he be known so that we all could recognize him out on the street?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I can't remember who I was talking about this also. Might have been Lalo.
Me.
Was it you?
Maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about this. About this. That guy would be he'd be like a rock star.
Absolutely. That guy should be out there, and he should be known kind of like if you land on the moon, you know what I mean? Like if your boots touch the moon, or if you shoot a world terrorist in the face and dump his body in the ocean, right? You should not know what it's like to pay for a drink ever in your entire life. You know what I mean? Even at 7-Eleven.
Exactly. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
You would be like the best, the most favorite person in the world or the U.S. for a long time.
You'd be a living the most interesting man in the world.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes, you would be just like that guy, except for you'd be younger without the beard, and you'd be still shooting terrorists in the face.
How old are these guys?
I don't know.
I guess we don't know because they don't exist, right?
They don't exist. But yeah, that's who I like, and yeah, and they should be known, and it'd be cool to know them.
I agree. It's like the unsung heroes, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that, and also like quick one. I love the show 1,000 Ways to Die. That's just the best show ever.
What is it?
It's a completely morbid show about different people dying in most ridiculous ways. Like one of my favorite ones was it's just a show. I think it's on FX, and there's one where it's just like what they do is they just explain that there's some idiot somewhere who was doing some kind of crazy stupid thing, and he ended up dying in a very unusual, like you would never expect kind of way. Like well, I guess this one is kind of expected, I guess. One was a lawyer. This is my favorite one.
This is like just a fiction. This is like a TV series.
No, it's not fiction.
Oh, this is real stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Reenacted and
really?
replayed up. Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
It's great, and it's quick. There's like 5 or 6 of them in 1.5 an hour show.
So,
and
it was a lawyer.
Yeah, the one was a lawyer. This is my favorite one. Is this like high-powered, crazy, lawyer, and what he liked to do is hire really hot secretaries to come in. And when the hot secretary is on her first day, he likes to bring her into his office, and show her his view. And he's way up in a glass skyscraper, and what he like to do is to shock these young impressionable hot chicks. He likes to run face first into the glass of the building and then bounce back, and the glass bounces him back, and he's like, hey, yeah, and of course they all freak out when they see this. Well, one of them, one day this guy tried to do that. I guess over time he weakened that pane of glass, because one day he had one girl there and he just kind of looks at her and goes, hey, watch this, and then he proceeds to run face first into this glass window, which opened up, and he went plummeting to his death like 30 stories.
Are you serious, man?
Yes, this is the greatest story ever.
And they showed a reenactment of this.
Yes, because there's nothing better than your what was his last words? It was, hey, watch this.
Can you imagine that chick? She probably is freaking traumatized for a long time. Can you imagine? She first day on the job, she's all excited. She's like making sure she's doing everything right and nervous, and then her freaking boss jumps out a window.
Yeah, he just literally. And the best part is he says, "Hey, watch this," before he does it. And then you know that that after this event took place, that she at some point was being interviewed by some kind of law enforcement, whoever investigating the death. I mean, was he pushed? What what happened, right? And they're interviewing her, and she says the truth. I'm sure she probably says he just said, "Hey, watch this," and just ran right out the window.
And the cops are like, something doesn't add up here, and they're like, nope, that's pretty much what happened.
Do you think that'll be on his gravestone? Last words. Hey, watch this.
I hope not.
I guess it couldn't. I guess it's better than I drank what?
I gotta watch that show. It sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, 1,000 Ways to Die. It's definitely morbid, because I mean, it's just these guys died doing this. This guy died doing this. This guy died doing that. It's great because it's kind of a twist as to how they died every time.
How long is the show?
Half an hour.
Okay.
Usually showed in blocks though, so they'll show like 2 or 3 in a clip.
Cool. Pretty neat. All right, I got my pictures loaded. So let me show you this thing here. I on and off, I've had like this case of athlete's foot. Did you ever have athlete's foot?
No, never have had that.
No, you serious?
Never. Well, I never really played sports because
it's not. I don't think it's sports. It's like, well, I guess I don't know. You get it. It's like a fungus. It gets on your foot and it just makes it itch, right? And then your skin gets all kind of crackly. It's kind of.
I had friends with it. I avoided them like a plague.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's not contagious. I mean, you have to
it is.
take a shower with the dude. I'm telling you, you'd have to take a shower with your friends.
Oh,
for you to get it. I mean,
I don't take showers, my friends.
Yeah, no, I don't either. But say you used like a shower like somebody already else used that had athlete's foot.
Oh.
I don't shower with my friends either. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
But that's
sure.
It's not like you could just like go like at McDonald's or something and get it from them. You know what I mean? Like across the table or something. Anyway.
Well, you could if you were rubbing feet.
Anyway, it's fun. Anyway, it's fun to itch. I have to admit, if there was no other like side effect, like if you could just have the itch of athlete's foot without actually having athlete's foot, it's a very fun thing to do. It's a very satisfying feeling to itch it. It itches. But anyway, I have it on and off. And when I left Philly, I thought I had it licked, man. I came here and I'm like, thank God I don't have athlete's foot anymore. I used the cream for like a couple weeks. It takes weeks to get rid of this thing. Use the cream, and it was gone. Well, slowly it started coming back. And it's tough when you wear like socks and shoes every day to get rid of it because your foot's in this contained, warm environment where the bacteria or whatever just thrive. That's the environment they thrive in, like warm, moist, right? And if you wear socks and shoes, that's where your feet are all the time. I'm not a flip-flop guy. I hate wearing flip-flops.
Me too.
Yeah, can't stand them. I mean, I don't
You're in
like
flip-flop country, aren't you? Isn't it like flip-flop land out there?
No,
Florida?
It's just the same. It's the same as Philly. Probably same as New York. Yeah. Do a lot of people wear them there?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, same amount wear them here. Not anything different.
Oh.
I don't live on a beach, you know, so it's the same amount of people. But anyway, I don't wear flip-flops. So I got creative the other night. I took a carpet knife, like a utility knife. And I took my shoes, which you can see here. No, let me get a better picture of that. These are just my regular Nike shoes, which are an old piece of footwear, old shoes. There's one shoe right there, right? And they're getting called old. I don't really wear them anymore, so this was a perfect shoe to experiment on. So I took that shoe, took a utility knife, I got a little creative here, and first of all, just took a knife, not while I was wearing them, of course, and just cut grooves all in the front on top of the shoe. You see where the lines are? Those straight lines are straight razor cuts through the top of the shoe, so now there's ventilation on the top. Okay? So now I have, like, ventilated shoes.
Shoe surgery.
Seriously. But the best part, and the part that I still have a freaking blister on my hand from, is the cool-ass, cutting I did on the bottom part of the shoe, which is right here.
Look at this.
Oops. So I cut square holes with that utility knife on the bottom of the shoe.
This is cool.
So my foot can breathe. Look at that. So I don't have to wear flip-flops.
Why don't you just take your feet out?
What?
Why don't you take your feet out?
I don't like walking around barefoot either. Like these I can wear out, you know, because I'm just going to make them look nice. Yeah. Still have shoes, but they're not flip-flops, and they're ventilated. Look at those holes.
That's cool as hell.
So I like my shoes, and God, it was hard cutting through that stuff. It took. I mean, if you look how thick that rubber is, it's like the sole. Yeah, it took a while, and to get them all square like that. But I got into a groove. It's like when you do anything, you get into. You do something new and you try to create something, and it's just really tough. It's really tough. And then finally, when you get good at it, it's at the very end of the job, and you don't have to do it anymore. I hate that. So that's what. But I'm digging my cool shoes. I'm wearing them right now. So now I can wear those shoes, and you know, athlete's foot will just go away because the environment is now different inside the shoe.
What about socks? You wear socks a lot?
Yeah, I do. I wear them during the day, but I'll put these on at night, and then that should be enough. Wearing these at night should be
socks in your shoes.
Yeah, but not for those shoes. These ones, no. I have to wear these with bare feet. Socks, I don't think the air would get to the foot properly.
My foot hits a shoe without socks on. It's like
I don't
feeling ever.
I know, man. Yeah, I'm the same way. I love wearing socks, but this will work because I did a similar experiment in Philly and it worked, but not as nice as this. I mean, look at the squares.
I'd stick my shoes in a microwave if I had athlete's foot.
What do you mean?
Kill that infection.
You mean you would put it in a microwave with your feet in it?
No, you wouldn't.
No,
be able to close
the
door.
infection's not in the shoe; it's on your foot.
Yeah, but it's also like living in the shoe, no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
No.
think so. So where is it coming back from?
It lives in your skin, under your skin, in your foot.
Oh.
And if you don't see, I don't think I got it all. I think it was coming back from me just not getting it all the first time. Anyway.
Oh, that sucks.
I know.
Never had it before. I'm kind of proving it, I guess.
Yeah, try it. It's fun to itch it.
No, that's not good.
All
I
right.
don't want that fleece foot.
All right, good. It's not a good thing to have.
I think
What don't you like?
you know, I don't like stupid people.
Right.
But sometimes I like stupid people because sometimes stupid people are the rest of our entertainment.
Right.
I like what I really don't like is when people have stupid people have they have you ever known people that are just so out to lunch, they're just so basically just don't pay attention to the point where they live in a house with a smoke detector and it's doing that chirp thing every so often.
Yes.
And they don't notice it. They don't hear it at all. At all.
They don't notice, or they just don't do anything to handle it.
They don't notice it. They don't hear it. They don't care. You point it out, and they go, "Oh yeah, whatever, okay."
What was this, a customer of yours?
I've had customers that have done this. Yes, they freak me out. Doesn't it? It drives me crazy. People.
Well, that thing's loud.
Okay, I had a neighbor. Yes, it's very loud. I had a neighbor that I almost went over there with a battery, just because I heard it from the other house.
How long was it going on for?
Oh, like a month, and it was making me nuts. Like I feel like, you know, when that's going on in a house and it's chirping, I feel like a cat that's discovered a moth, you know?
Yeah.
Like just suddenly out of nowhere, I'm like, my head's zooming all over the place, looking all over the place, like where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You know, that kind of thing.
You mean you finally figured out it was from the house next door? You didn't know that at first?
No, well, if it ever happened in my house, I mean, immediately I know exactly where it is. I'm going to go deal it immediately, or it's got to stop. You know, it'll wake me up. I mean, it won't even. I can't even deal with that.
How long between beeps does it go?
It varies, but it varies on the smoke detector, and it also varies on the level of the battery has. How much left is on the battery? This was a scientific study by Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did was they would call, you know, people constantly all day, you know, all throughout the entire show. It was like a 4-hour show. They'd always be talking to different people, and they'd occasionally come across people with smoke detectors that would chirp in the background. And they had made them shut up, and they sat there in dead radio silence as they would wait for the chirp to come back.
Yeah.
And they'd literally have stopwatch. They brought a stopwatch into the studio so they could stopwatch between the chirps.
And what did the person on the call think about that?
Well, they were not happy because they called with like a real medical issue or like a real problem, and they're so fascinated by the length of milliseconds between the chirps of the smoke detector.
That's awesome.
It really is. That was a good show, especially with Adam Carolla on it. It was a fantastic show.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was a really good show. It was very interesting. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah, there's all sorts of craziness.
Yeah.
But my other one, I have to get a little runner up. My other one is I don't like this guy. This guy's not a nice guy. I'm just gonna read the title because that's all it needs. The title of the news article: Man high on bath salts kills neighbor's pet goat while wearing bra and panties.
Wow. What do you mean you don't like that guy? You know he's your hero.
No, I don't like that guy. That guy's capable of anything, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at that article, dude. That's messed up.
But look, you should, because the picture is just great. Tell me you don't like that guy. You can't like.
I didn't. Let me hang. Give me a second.
You can't. You can't like that guy. He's wearing the bikini, or the bra, whatever the hell he's wearing, in the photo, in the police photo.
Wow, he looks really messed up.
That guy's. I don't like that guy. That guy's not good.
No, I don't think I like that guy. You're right. I don't like that guy.
No, who could?
All right.
I mean, he gets high on bath salts.
Ask me what I don't like, if you don't mind.
Yeah, what do you? Yeah, what do you not like?
I don't like when I get a catalog What? What?
Athlete's foot.
I told you I like to itch it. I just don't.
You like to have it just so you can scratch it.
Maybe that's why I keep getting it, because I like it so much. I don't like catalogs. Like, I get a Guitar Center catalog. I'm like, cool. I like looking at all the stuff at Guitar Center, guitars, recording stuff, software for recording, audio interfaces. I like all that stuff. I'm really into it. Find it very interesting. So every once in a while, I want to see what the prices are of some of these things, so I'm happily get a catalog from Guitar Center like every month. Lately, they're on this kick that I equate to just as annoying as when people put mail-in rebates on things. They're on this kick where they send me the catalog, and for probably more than half of the crap in there, when I go to see how much they're charging for it, they write, price too low to print. And that just pisses me off. The price is too low to print. Well, then why did you print a catalog? I want to know the price. Now, I think that they're actually... Is there some type of law where they're not allowed to print something if it's too low? Is that true?
No, it's not a law, but what it is there's certain agreements that these companies have with the resellers where they have an agreement with you. Okay, well there's all different types of agreements. Like some of them are you have to sell at this price. You can't go higher or lower. Apple does this a lot for the resellers, so it's all fixed. You know,
right,
they get
right.
And then there's like the iPad, you can't get a deal around the corner, you know, for real. And then sometimes the agreement is that that they can't display the price, but they can sell it for such a low rate. So that it's not known exactly, or because the problem is that they like to some resellers like to be fair. Or manufacturers, they want to be fair amongst all the resellers, and so they try to make it so there's not too many quarrels between because all the resellers. I mean, the reseller all their clients are the retailers. The retailers are all competing with each other, so to keep them all from hating each other and wanting to kill the retailer, the reseller. They try to make these little stupid rules. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I wonder if these guys are doing that, or they're using it as a marketing ploy, because it's super lame.
I think they want to display the price. Absolutely. Okay. If you're a retailer, and it's a low rate, you want the whole planet to know that you have that low rate on that thing. So I think they want to. They just can't. Like Amazon does it sometimes. You'll see that you can't find. Some websites will even do it where you can't see the actual price. You have to click on the shop. You have to add it to shopping cart just to see the price.
Yeah, that's what the Mac Geek said in the chat room.
Yeah, that's where you see it online a lot. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, whatever the reason, it just really pisses me off. Then don't send me the catalog. You're not going to tell me any of the prices. I already know what you have. I just want to see how much you're charging for it. So. Yeah,
I agree.
Pisses me off. That's what I don't like. Oh, I think we have one email here. From Nick. Hey, Steve, I'm sure by now we all have had our fill of the royal wedding on TV, but one person I'm sure we didn't get to meet at this royal event was the groom of the stool. Google and YouTube the groom of the stool, and like Mel Brooks said in his movie History of the World, it's good to be the king. So I did do just that. Groom of the stool. And you find, I think that the post still, I don't know if the post still exists and has a different function, but the groom of the stool is in Wikipedia. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
I don't know what this means.
Yeah, the Wikipedia is not the best one. It's actually the post was created about 1518 by 2 earlier officers. The duty of the whatever. Damn, that's not a good one either. I did read about it. Anyway, how about this one?
Are they talking about poo?
Yeah. The groom of the stool's job, it basically is to wipe the king's butt. That was his job.
Really?
Yeah, but see, if you read in Wikipedia, it sounds like a actual post now, right? With the actual responsible position. But it's basically started out as a guy who cleaned the king's butt. So
wow, that's his whole job?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if he got paid well, I mean, you got to make a living, right?
You know what? In feudal times, that was probably the best job you can get.
Probably. I mean, there's probably
Right?
all kinds of benefits. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure you get benefits.
I mean, you get to know the king pretty well.
That, and I bet they have pretty good dental.
Exactly.
You think?
Yes. Yes. He probably got like a free manicure every couple weeks or something.
Oh, he'd need it.
That's what I mean. Anyway, thanks, Nick, for that email. It's pretty gross, yet fun. That's it, man. Anything else you want to go over, Steve-O, before we end off? Anything you want to say to the folks?
No. Oh yeah. If any of you guys need DC Jack work, I can do it through the mail. I had a couple people that needed a little bit of help. Yeah, it's pretty. I have a pretty good rate for it. And it's pretty fast shipping, especially if you're on the East Coast. UPS is like next or same day.
How can they
next or same day?
How can they contact you? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. You can reach me at smdcomputer@gmail.com.
Very good.
For that.
Awesome. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. And as for me, you guys know where to find me. If you want to send us an email, send it at mail@podnutz.com. If you want to send us a voicemail, call 7076-PODNUTZ. Yes, on a regular type phone where you call and talk to people with your voice. And we will play.
Cord?
Yeah, with a cord.
And a dial tone?
Yeah, and a rotary dial, an actual dial. That's the thing with this number. It only accepts calls from rotary dial phones with cords. It must be plugged into the wall.
From Grandma's house.
And or jitterbugs. He calls them jitterbug. All right, well, that is going to be it for Nuts at Night for this week. Thanks for watching, guys, listening, streaming. We'll see you next time.